Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a K-drama that doesn't just touch your heart, it stays with you long after the credits roll. If you've seen When Life Gives You Tangerines, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a drama that doesn't shout for your attention, but instead slowly sinks into your chest, quietly breaking you down and leaving you with a lingering sense of emotion that's hard to shake. But why does this show have such a profound psychological impact? Well, stick around because in today's video we're going to explore the emotional and psychological layers of When Life Gives You Tangerines and why it rewired my mind in ways I didn't expect. The show opens with a poignant moment. 70-year-old Aesoon sitting in a poetry class for seniors, reflecting on a memory that takes us back to 1961. No flashy transitions, no dramatic scene changes, just a quiet memory that packs an emotional punch. It's here that we first meet young Aesoon, played by IU, a fiery young girl with dreams bigger than her circumstances. She wants to be with her mother, a haenyeo who works hard every day diving into the ocean for abalone to feed the family. But instead, she's stuck with her father's family, a family rich enough to send her to school but cold enough to treat her like a servant. From the very first moment, you're hit with the emotional tension of survival versus dignity. It's not just a tale of hardship. It's a struggle between dreams and duty, and the inner conflict that shapes Aesoon's journey. When Aesoon wins second place in a poetry contest, it's a huge accomplishment for a girl in her position. Yet her mother, who is tirelessly working every day to provide for them, doesn't even notice. It's not because she doesn't care, but because she's too caught up in the daily grind of survival. This moment crushed me because it reflects a truth we all know too well. Sometimes our parents' love is unseen because they're too busy fighting to provide for us. But when her mother finally reads the poem, something snaps. She storms into her brother's house, throwing down fish like a declaration of war, and drags Aesoon back home where she belongs. This moment wasn't just about pride, it was about the fierce, unapologetic love of a mother who would do anything to protect her child. It was love in its rawest form. Not "I'm proud of you," but "no one will ever treat my daughter like she's small." And just as the two finally reconnect, the show hits us with its first real punch. Her mother collapses. The years of hard work, diving in the ocean day after day, have taken their toll. Her health deteriorates rapidly, and Aesoon's panic is palpable. Watching her try to stay strong while her mother slips away is devastating. It's heartbreaking in its realism. Mothers die without ceremony. Dreams get paused and not always fulfilled. But life goes on no matter how hard it is. And through all of this, Gwon-sik, the quiet boy who has always been there for Aesoon, stands by her side. He's never the hero in the traditional sense. He doesn't say much, but his every action shows just how deeply he cares for her. He brings her food, works alongside her on the cabbage farm, and protects her from the shadows. He's there without asking for anything in return. He doesn't try to fix things, he just stays. Later, when Aesoon sits in the market pretending to sell vegetables so she can study, it's Gwon-sik who's actually selling for her in the background. It's these small, quiet details that hit you in the gut, not because they're sad but because they're so incredibly familiar. These are the people we grew up with, the ones who never made it to college because someone else had to get the chance. The mothers who didn't say "I love you" but made sure we had food on the table. The boys who never confessed their feelings but remembered what kind of bread we liked. These moments aren't just emotionally impactful, they're psychologically real. What's striking about this drama is that it doesn't romanticize hardship. It doesn't glamorize poverty or suffering. Instead, it honors the quiet, everyday struggles that define so many lives. It shows how dignity, love, and even poetry can survive in the middle of poverty, routine, and exhaustion. In a world where K-dramas often rely on fast pacing, sharp dialogue, and emotional music cues to create dramatic moments, When Life Gives You Tangerines breaks that mold completely. This drama slows everything down. It uses long silences, static shots, and the natural sounds of the environment to create space for the audience to sit with the characters rather than just watch them. And this method taps into something profound in our brains. In psychology, this aligns with something called the default mode network. This is the part of the brain that activates when we're resting or reflecting. Dr. Mary Helen Imordina-Young's studies suggest that emotional depth increases when we're given time to process, especially during slower, more subtle stimuli. That's why scenes like Isun reading while Gwansik quietly sells cabbages in the background, or their slow walk through Busan after they've lost everything, feel so emotionally heavy. These scenes don't need exposition or words. They rely on emotional resonance, letting the audience feel the weight of the moment without having it explicitly spelled out. It's psychological realism in its purest form. The drama also taps into Bessel van der Kolk's theory of trauma recovery. He emphasizes that emotional regulation and healing often occur through rhythm, repetition, and bodily safety, things like daily routines and small, consistent gestures. That's exactly what When Life Gives You Tangerines gives us. It replaces dramatic catharsis with consistency, ritual, and simple acts of care, just like in real life where true healing often comes not from big, dramatic moments but from the quiet acts of love and support that we sometimes overlook. And let's not forget about IU's performance. We've known that IU can act. My Mr. showed us that, Hotel del Luna proved it, and even Broker demonstrated her emotional depth. But in When Life Gives You Tangerines, IU doesn't just portray emotion, she embodies a life. As young as Soon, she's not defined by trauma or rage. She's just a girl trying to study, write poetry, fall in love, and get out of Jeju. There's no dramatic breakdown, no overdone longing looks. Her acting is restrained, yet every little expression she makes conveys a world of emotion. This kind of subtle acting relies on micro-expressions, which studies show leave a deeper, longer-lasting impression than more dramatic performances. IU's portrayal of Aesoon doesn't just bring the character to life, it makes us feel like we're walking through her life alongside her. One of the most impressive aspects of IU's performance is how she ages into the older Aesoon. She doesn't just lower her voice or make herself look older, she plays the character with grace and a sense of memory. It's a nuanced, grounded portrayal that feels real, not forced. This dual portrayal, of both young and older Aesoon, shows IU's versatility and her ability to capture the essence of the character's life journey. Chemistry in this drama is also something extraordinary. IU's connection with her co-stars isn't just about romance, it's about relationships that feel lived in, raw, and real. Take Aesoon and Gwansik, for example. Their relationship isn't filled with dramatic ups and downs. It's a steady, quiet bond built on history, survival, and loyalty. The moments between them, whether it's the awkward first kiss or the way they silently care for each other, are far more powerful than any grand gestures. This isn't a love story, it's a pivot, a decision made not out of passion but out of necessity and care. And then there's the relationship between older Aesoon and her daughter Gummayong. IU's performance in these moments is a masterclass in emotional subtlety. With Lee Jun-young as Yongbyum and Kim Seon-ho as Park Chong-seop, IU brings a delicate balance of fragility, ambition, and tenderness to her character. Each of these relationships plays out with a distinct emotional flavor, and IU shifts seamlessly between them, making each connection feel unique and believable. When Life Gives You Tangerines doesn't have the fantasy twists or chaebol storylines that many K-dramas rely on. Instead, it's a grounded, honest depiction of the struggles that so many people face every day, struggles with family, expectations, and survival. It's a drama about the quiet sacrifices we make for love, and the slow erosion of our dreams as life moves forward. There's no easy resolution or catharsis, just a sense of life continuing on as it always does. And in this realism, the drama finds its power. This isn't just a story about hardship, it's a story about the dignity we find in the small moments, the routines, and the quiet acts of love that often go unnoticed. It's about how we endure, how we survive, and how we hold on to the things that matter most. And maybe that's why this drama has stayed with me for so long. It doesn't try to impress you, it just asks you to remember the truth. And that, in the end, is the most powerful thing a story can do. Have you seen When Life Gives You Tangerines? What did it make you think about? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for more K-drama analyses and deep dives into the stories that move us. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.